Good evening and welcome back to another beer review. I'm Ben the Beer Lad, and today I'm going to be doing, right now, I'm going to be doing the third part of the Rivington Evil Dead series. That was it. I don't know why I want to say Army of Darkness. It's because this is Army of Darkness. This is the Chocolate Cake Imperial Stout, which is cacao, molasses, coffee and vanilla. And this is the 2022 edition, and this one is partnered with Track. Now, there's been, on the first two, I've missed a bit of detail because that's just what I'm like. I just forget stuff and then it comes to me later. This, last year's one, they did a 3-part, which, the same name, the Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, except them three were partnered with All, Chain House. This year, they've decided to obviously go Pomona Island, Chain House, and Track. Pomona Island, quite nice. Chain House, lovely. Track are also really good. I think they've stuck with Chain House as their middle one, as Evil Dead 2, because last year that was considered their best one out of the trilogy. They've made a few changes. The Evil Dead 1 last year was a sour. This year it was an oat IPA. The second one was a dipper both times. Last year's one was a Imperial Stout, just an Imperial Stout at 10%. This year's one is a chocolate cake Imperial Stout at 10%. So they've made a minor change. Made a minor change to what they've done. I think just to keep it so it's not the same beer every year, and they're relabeling it as something else. This is part 3 of the Army of Darkness Evil Dead series. And I'm actually looking forward to this one because what I remember, because I didn't have the dipper last year, the Imperial Stout was my favourite. So far, I've rated both beers, the Evil Dead 1 and 2, a 7 out of 10. They've been good, but they've not been what I'm expecting. I was expecting something that was going to punch me in the face with flavour. They've been good, but they've kind of missed the mark a little. I'm hoping this one sort of breaks the 3 and is the best beer out of the rest. So let's get into it, shall we? It says on the guff, the third and final instalment of our Evil Dead 2022 series, an Imperial Stout in collaboration with our mates at Track Brewing Co., brewed with cacao, molasses, coffee and vanilla. This is another vegan beer. It says all that right on the back, and it is 10%, like I said, so we're getting into big boy numbers, double digits. This is one that you're going to sip and save for the rest of the night, which I'll probably do. So, with all that said, that is the can art. It's a building. I've never seen Ash vs. the Evil Dead, or Resident Evil, or any of them, so I don't know if they're referencing it on the can art, so you have to forgive me. If they are, let me know. That'd be nice. So yeah, that's all the can art. That's everything that's on the can. Let's crack it open and see what we've got, shall we? Oh, blacktop. Because I always think they are smarter than just standard silver. Right. Right, here we go. There is our beer. I'm going to let that settle a second because it is really... Where's that head come from? Anyway, right, so settled. We've got ourselves a jet black beer. No light getting through that at all. Really compact tanned head. Now it's gone the same colour now. So crouch so you can see me. Because, yeah. But there was a colour differentiation on the top. So this was like sort of like a off-white tan head, and this was like dark, but it's now one colour. If you pour it like how I did, which was not the best, you'll see what I mean. It's 2 different colours and then becomes one. That looks like an absolutely gorgeous Imperial Stout. Let's get a smell and see what we get, shall we? Oh, roasted malts, definitely. Roasted coffee, it's got that nice dark bitter smell to it. My head's not going anywhere, but dark chocolate. It's dark, rich, roasted, bitter smells. I'm not getting any vanilla. I will say there's no sweetness in this. It is very dark, very bitter. There's no vanilla, no sweetness. It does smell nice though. Let's get a mouthful for body and carb. Carb is just next to non-existent. That is so smooth, so rich, velvety. It's just really nice. Body, full-bodied. It is, like I said, velvety, oily, rich, slick drink. That's smooth. So far, so good. Let's get a big old taste. Cheers. I think I'm going to have to hand it to this one. I think this one is the best out of the three this year. Flavour-wise, it is dark, it is rich, it is bitter. It's an Imperial Stout at 10%. It's exactly what I asked for, pretty much. It is very, very nice. This will warm you up on a winter's day. Minus whatever degrees, this will warm you up. Flavour-wise, yeah, you've got your dark chocolate, you've got your roasted malts, you've got your ground, rich, fresh, roasted coffee. Molasses, there's a little bit of molasses in there. It's very, very faint, very mild, but you can taste it. Vanilla is not there, which is a little bit annoying. I was expecting just that hint of sweet vanilla, just right at the end, just to lift it. You've got this nice dark roasted beer. It's Halloween, it's dark, it's rich, it's roasted beer, and then right at the end, just that little lift of vanilla. That's what I was hoping, but I can't taste it personally. You might be able to yourself. I can't taste the vanilla, so it might be me, but there's no vanilla for me. But yeah, it is. It's dark. It's rich. 10%, very well hidden. That's like, I'm not getting any alcohol burn, any tingling, any alcohol whatsoever. If I was to guess this, I'd put it about 6 at a max percent. I would not guess 10. It's so well hidden, very, very well hidden. But yeah, flavours, you roasted malts, you roasted coffee, hint of molasses, dark chocolate. You are sorted. This is a really, really good beer. Chocolate cake, I wouldn't really call it a chocolate cake personally. I would call this maybe a coffee chocolate or chocolate coffee Imperial Stout, because it is more on that flavours. I don't really get any cakey, spongy flavours, or I don't get any of them cakey, spongy flavours or anything like that. It is more chocolate, coffee, roasted malts. So I would personally have called this a chocolate coffee or coffee chocolate Imperial Stout, or coffee and chocolate, or whatever you want to call it. I'd go with them two words as your main two instead of chocolate cake, just because it doesn't have that sweetness. It doesn't have what I'd expect from a chocolate cake, which is dark, rich, nice, chocolatey flavours, but then that spongy sweetness, that hint of vanilla, just to add that little sweetness, so it's not too dark and too bitter that you can't have it. That's what I'd expect from this when you give me that. All these words of chocolate cake with cacao, coffee and vanilla, molasses, I'd expect that hint of, at least a hint of vanilla, just to lift it up a little, give that sweetness. But I don't get that. Overall, it's a fantastic beer. I love an Imperial Stout, personally. They're just one of the better beers that I drink. Is this the best Imperial Stout I've had? No, but it's not far from being one. It is definitely not far from being one of my favourite Imperial Stouts. Like I say, oh my god! So, floaters, yes, they're up. That has just come out my can. What the fuck is that? It looks like they've just cut people up and stuff. It looks like skin and nails and, like actual fingernails and what the Fuck. This has not been in my fridge for that long, I shall say. This has been in my fridge for 2 days. Maybe that's too long for some people. Maybe you'd want to stick it in your fridge for like an hour or so, like chill, and then you might not get this. But that's a lot. Maybe that's why I'm not getting my vanilla, because it's there. Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what, that is sweeter. Oh, I've just done this whole 7-minute review about there's no sweetness and no vanilla, but it's in that. Is this a shake to wake can? It's not. It should be, but it's not. Your sweetness is in there. That's where your sweetness is. So it might be best if you do one of them, like Vault City. Give it a shake, leave it for about half an hour. When you think about having it, sort of put it back half an hour, give it a shake, maybe an hour, let it settle, then drink it. It might work better. But your sweetness is in there. That's a game changer. That you can't do that. You can't do that to him. You can't give me a stout which is fantastic anyway. Dark, bitter, all that stuff. What I just said, and then let me empty the can and go, oh, there's your sweetness. There's what you were after. You can't do that to me. That's not fair. I've just had this massive rant about needing to be sweeter, and then my sweetness is there at the bottom of the can. Just stick it in the beer. That's a shame. Oh, it's so much better as well. It does. It tastes way better like that with that sweetness, like I said it would. Right, I'm gonna do like a rapid 1-minute review on this. What I've now got: chocolate, coffee, molasses, and vanilla. It's all there, dead sweet. It is exactly like I wanted it to be. Really dark, bitter, rich, with that uplift of vanilla at the end. It is exactly that. It's just a shame it was that bit of the drink right at the end where it's, you know, you've drank all the beer and then you've got that bit of, oh, there's that last bit, I'll just pour that in. You get massive chunks of floaters, and that's where your sweetness is. That shouldn't need to be it. It should be in the beer. Full stop. It's a good beer. It's a very good beer. That is better than what I was drinking 10 minutes ago. But just put it in the full beer. Don't give me at the end. Yeah, it's way better with the sweetness. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. Nice, dark, bitter, roasted flavours, rich as well, and then that uplift of sweetness gives it that full flavour. I just wanted it to be in the whole beer. Right, that's everything, I think. So I'm going to go away and enjoy this, because it is a really good beer, with or without that sweetness. It's very nice. It's just that sweetness, that was the better bit. So, Rivington and Track, whoever decided to put the floaters as the sweetness at the bottom, you need your head sorted. Just stick it in the beer. Rivington and Track's Army of Darkness, a chocolate cake Imperial Stout. It does also have that cakey, spongy flavour, that sweetness that I was on about before. The floaters have it. Out of 10, I'm going to do a sort of 2 review here. As the sweeter beer, that is a 9, but as the more richer, darker, bitter stout, I'd give it an 8. So it's going to get an 8.5 because I'm just going to average it. It's 8.5 out of 10. If you gave me that sweetness throughout the beer, that'd be getting 10, just because. Anyway, just because. So if you have had this before, please let me know. Let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't, if you've not had it, I'll leave a link to Rivington's website down below. I'll also leave a link to Track in case you want any of their beer, because they do release good beer sometimes. I've had a couple bad ones, but they do good ones. So yeah, links down below. If you like the video, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that usual stuff. Have a good Halloween, because it is Halloween tomorrow, because today is Sunday. So have a good Halloween. I've got a good couple beers, hopefully. Well, I do actually have a good couple beers scheduled for tomorrow. I'm not going to say what they are, but they are Halloween themed. So, yeah, have a good Halloween. If, like the video, all that stuff. If you want to subscribe, consider doing so, because the show must go on, etc., etc., so on and so forth, and I'll see you later.